Hello, folks. Today we're going to talk about why Bernie Sanders is the perfect candidate for our president.
Hello, beautiful people. We are here to support Bernie Sanders, the famous candidate for the 2016 presidential election. Why? Let us explain his taxation policy in detail. Sanders uses demand-side policy effectively. Yes, Sanders do have high tax brackets. He wants to establish 4 new tax brackets of 37%, 43%, 48%, and 52%. The top rate applies to taxable income over $10 million. Raise the rate of all other brackets by 2.2%. You might think 2.2%, that is huge. But think deeply, our standard of living will improve by not only just 2.2%. The government now has high tax revenue, so social welfare will provide us with higher standard of living, maybe 10% or even 22%. Imagine the tax helps hospitals train doctors so you could meet more experienced doctors when you are sick. So your sickness will get better faster. Imagine the tax goes to build more schools, build more school facilities and train the teachers so that your kids have better quality education. Isn't that fantastic? Imagine you have to go to your working place through a complex routine because there is no direct road. Poor government will not do anything with this because simply they don't have the money. But Sanders' government will build roads for your convenience because his government is rich. Also, you save the money of car fuel if you drive a car. Sanders also wants to increase the top estate rate to 65%. Rich people, you don't have to worry. Sanders is encouraging you to work hard and experience life more, knowing how the money comes from. So you will appreciate life with happiness, not ignorance. And with the rest 35% of money, you could also earn the rest with your excellent entrepreneurship capacity. Yes, among the 4 most famous candidates, Clinton, Sanders, Cruz, and Trump, our Sanders collects the most tax. But don't overthink the cost. Please consider the effect. Whose policy will promote the best standard of living in the next 4 years? Of course, Sanders' policy.
Why we should support Sanders? Because he said the wealthy and large corporations must pay their fair share. As president, I will stop corporations from shifting profile and jobs overseas to avoid paying taxes. I will tax Wall Street, they who cost millions their jobs, homes, and life savings. I will tell the millionaires classes that you cannot have it all while kids in this country go hungry. From this quote, we can know that at this time of such a massive income and wealth inequality, it should be the people on the top who see an increase in their taxes, not low income and working people. From this, we can know that Sanders is an demand-side policymaker, because that we know, according to the dogmas of demand-side policy, they support a progressive tax system that the people in the rich system should pay more tax than the people who live in poverty. Instead of giving taxes breaks to billionaires, this country, which would probably lead by Sanders, should going to rebuild cities all across America. That's why we support Sanders.
Bernie Sanders totally support redistribution of wealth. One way to help struggling workers in the bottom is to raise minimum wage. While Clinton has been quiet about how high the minimum wage should be, Sanders is going all about pushing in for $15 minimum wage. It's a national disgrace that millions of full-time workers are living in poverty and millions are forced to work 2 or 3 jobs just to pay their bills. Because the minimum wage is so low, a starvation wage According to Bernie, companies like Walmart can exploit both workers and American taxpayers by forcing its employees to heavily depend on public assistance programs to survive. In the year 2015, a job must lift workers out of poverty, not keeping them in it. The current federal minimum wage of $7 an hour is a starvation wage and must be raised to a living wage.
Help struggling workers is to raise the minimum wage. Bill Clinton has been quiet about how high the minimum wage should be. Sanders is going all in by pushing for a 15 minimum wage. It is a national disgrace that millions of full-time workers are living in poverty and millions more are forced to work 2 or 3 jobs just to pay their bills. Because the minimum wage is so low, a strong starvation wage, according to Bernie, companies like Walmart can exploit both workers and American taxpayers by forcing its employees to heavily depend on public assistance programs to survive. In the year 2015, a job must lift workers out of poverty, not keep them in it. The current federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour is a starvation wage and must be raised to a living wage. 99% of all new income generated today goes to the top 1%. The top 1% of the top 1/10 of 1% owns as much as wealth as the bottom 90%. Does anybody think that it is the kind of economy that this country should have? Do we think its moral Sanders need a lot of revenue to pay for his progressive policies? He absolutely wants to raise taxes on the very wealthiest Americans. Major planks of Bernie plans for more equitable taxation are progressive income tax on the richest Americans, fixing the estate tax so mega rich families pay their fair share, taxing corporations more fairly, including addressing tax havens, taxing Wall Street speculation.
Sanders rejects Marxism and communism and believes in a mixed economy with strong macroeconomic interventions and remedial programs to address the worst aspects of capitalism. That is in line with the fine tradition of John Keynes. Americans are not jobless because some people are not paying their fair share of taxes. They are jobless because the US government insists on directing resources from high-value uses to lower-value uses as determined by consumer choice. Notice that there is nothing in the Sanders platform that calls for nationalization of the means of production, not that he purposed to do away with the price system. In other words, Sanders' vision of socialism is not what socialism proposed. Yet there is not one thing in the entire platform that would reverse the dangerous economic trends of the past decade. Instead, Sanders proposed to direct huge amounts of resources in the direction of constructing something akin to a European welfare state. To put it another way, Sanders wished to turn back the clock to create or promote social and economic structures that already have been undermined by the modern sharing economy.
Hi, I am a pro student from a university. Now I heard the Sanders will promise to invest $1 trillion to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure, to put 30 million Americans to work in good jobs, invest $5.5 billion to employ 1 million young Americans, provide job training to hundreds of thousands of others, and create a clean energy workforce for 10 million good jobs through a 100% clean energy system. So as a college student, I support Sanders because he can provide me a good job after I graduate from the college. Also about the 100% clean energy system, there's no pollution for the industry so that America can have a good tomorrow.
Our slogan is Feel the Burn. Thank you for watching this video and please support Bernie Sanders.